can see and the things we can't see, such as thrones and kingdoms and rulers and authorities in the unseen world. Everything was created through him and for him. He existed before anything else, and he holds all creation together. Sorry, I get this nose, that's kind of from medicine. Christ is also head of the church, which is his body. He is the beginning, supreme over all who rise from the dead. So he is first in everything. For God in all his fullness was pleased to live in Christ. And through him, God reconciled everything to himself. He made peace with everything in heaven and on earth by means of Christ's blood on the cross. You know, and I know Mom wanted stuff shared and about God and what she did to receive him. And in Romans, it's so simple. It's not signing your name to a church directory. It's not doing 10,000 things good. It's a simple thing. It's in Romans 10:9. If you confess with your mouth, now you're halfway there, you know, because in James he says, you know, you believe in God, you do well, the demons believe and shudder. Well, that's half the thing. The important part of this, confession's important, but in believing in your heart that God raised from the dead, you will be saved. Well, this ain't pronounced right. That God raised Christ from the dead, you will be saved. And, you know, that's what she truly believed, and I believe it too. I mean, I had parts of my life, Ma. I remember when she first became a Christian, and I was a teenager in high school, and we partied a lot. I was the middle child, so I got away with a lot more. And we lived right next door here, and Mom would wake me up Sunday mornings, want me to go to church, and I was hungover. And that wasn't the bad part. Every Sunday morning, Laura Morgan rang that bell. Boy, that was hard on the head sometimes between both of them. But, you know, it's where Mom is now. I mean, we can't even imagine what she's seeing. I mean, if you want to be sorrowful, look to your right and left and be sorrowful for that person, because she is seeing things that are beyond our imagination. We don't even have the ability to think like where she is. I know she has some crowns, and she's going to lay them down at the feet of Christ at his throne. Mm-hmm. But you think about who she gets to see. You know, family, friends. But she's going to see Adam and Eve. I mean, and I always thought, I wonder if I asked Adam why he held it up for us. And I thought, no, if he hadn't, I'd been the one. But the prophets, and I personally believe she'll see Nebuchadnezzar, who attacked Israel, took them into bondage, but also wrote part of the book of Daniel. And, you know, all the prophets, all the apostles, they're all seated in their 12 thrones. She is seeing things that it's just, I can't even comprehend. I mean, no more darkness. She's in light all the time. It's...
She's probably in charge of the gate.
I don't think she'd take that job. She could be in charge of the gate. But you know, the night she died, I came back down, and my wife Cindy was a nurse for 40 years, and she told me if she's ever in a coma, if Cindy was, to talk to her. She says, they can hear you. And I went in and talked to Mom, and then we went in, Vic and I, and Vic was telling her, you know, you don't have to stay for us, you can go. And Mom heard my voice. I truly think she stayed till I got back down here. And I was watching Mom pretty close. And Vic no sooner finished saying that statement, you can go, and her breathing stopped instantly. Now, I can't remember, I looked pretty close at her, but I don't remember what Mom looked like, because when Vic turned and looked at me, it was, what did I do look. I mean, I'll never forget that look. But it was such a peaceful transition. I can't, well, I have experienced it. My heart stopped 2 or 3 times. And the funny part is, when I woke up, I was disappointed. I asked Vic later, I said, did you tell her to come back? And she said, yeah, but she'd have been mad. And the other thing about that is, I don't know if Mom ever listened to Vic and her wife without an argument. So that is pretty significant. She went peacefully, and I don't think we could ask for anything more. She had 93 years, and the family was there, you know, all her children. And it was just, Jason was there. And thank goodness for Jason was there, because we were having a hard time having her transported. And he actually had to get some strings pulled because so there was some kind of foul. But, you know, it's good to see so many. I've moved away from here 22 years ago. And I moved to Mount Vernon, 13, I guess. So, you know, people change a little. And I never recognized my cousin Scott. And, you know, he reminded me how old I was. He said, I haven't seen you since Hitler was a corporal. But, you know, it's good to see Connie, Glenn, and all the family, Steve and his wife, and everyone. And my son Shelton I haven't seen for a while, my grandson Cole. And, oh, Wes is here too. Oh, wow. I didn't see it. But, you know, it's a gathering. It's for us. And I'm not one that believes Mom's looking down on us smiling, because there's no sorrow in heaven. And you look on this world, it's sorrow upon sorrow. And her focus right now, I don't know, there's no time. She doesn't know time anymore. She lives outside the time. And she might be at the foot of that throne for 1,000 years before she starts mingling with people. You just don't know. But it is an amazing thing for her to be there now. And I know the week before she died, she told me, she goes, I never thought dying was so hard. Yeah. And she was ready to go. She was really, you know, she just blessed us all. She blessed us all. And she loved those grandkids, boy, I'll tell you, and great grandkids. I don't know how you even describe that. And, you know, we were the experiment, Lonnie and Vic and me, and we did okay. You know, we did okay, but I think her grandkids were the apple of her eye. Her just can't say enough about it. But anyway, I'm not going to keep you any longer because my lawyer didn't show up. I don't want to say anything. There's a few things I remember a little more in detail, but we'll leave that. Oh, the other thing is, Lonnie's name, my middle name is a mystery, and we're never going to know what it is. Because when it was brought up, Mom got mad. And I remember my Uncle Gary told us one time, they took Elmer